Welcome, everyone. This is the 11th part of our series looking at where America stands in comparison to the rest of the industrialized democratic world. And today, let's talk about climate change. And frankly, the story is not pretty at all. Hi, I'm Dennis Johnson, and I recently wrote a major study looking at how the United States ranks in comparison to other industrial democratic countries in terms of domestic public policy. Things like climate change, education, housing, social safety net, taking care of poor people, et cetera, et cetera. And just like in the other examples, we're not doing such a good job at all. And we'll talk about that in this episode. But before we do, if you like what you're hearing, why don't you hit the subscribe and like button, and we'll take it from there. Let's look at climate change. I have to say that, and I've written a lot on climate change, it's probably the most important dereliction in this country and also abroad of countries have not come to grips with taking care of the problems of climate change. And certainly the United States is not either. If you heard President Trump talking to the United Nations several weeks ago, he talks about climate change as a hoax, and he talks about the people at the United Nations who put together the climate studies every 4 years as a bunch of stupid people, and what they're doing is terribly wrong. He has taken the attempts that we've had in the Biden administration and in other administrations and really stopped them cold in terms of climate mitigation. He has really done a disservice, an absolute disservice of cutting out renewable energy, cutting out wind resources, cutting out electrical vehicles, done so much damage that it's going to be very difficult to get back on track in terms of American leadership and American ingenuity in terms of climate change mitigation. The United States is the second worst country when it comes to greenhouse gas emissions. The first is China. That's nothing to be proud of. In terms of renewables from electricity, we were on a good path, having more and more use of wind power, of solar power to extract electricity. But now things are getting worse. We were number 55 in terms of countries, in terms of electricity from renewables. And certainly it's going to get a lot worse. When you look at climate leadership and climate mitigation, studies have shown that we're number 32 in the world, not number one. We should be number one. We should have a leadership position throughout the world, but we're not doing that. One of the first things that President Trump did in his second term is issue a number of executive orders and basically stopping the use of renewable energy, opening up oil fields in Alaska. And his Environmental Protection Agency head, Lee Zeldin, basically says, man, we're going to get rid of all kinds of programs for climate mitigation. Even the words climate change have been removed from the government websites. So we're really in a bad shape here. No, it's not a hoax. Yes, science has said overwhelmingly that we have a problem with climate change, and nothing is being done about it. This is a shame for America, and I think I'd like to hear from you what you think about what's going on as well. I've got more information on this when you look at my website, www.we're1, we're number one, or you can look at my book, which was recently published, also called We're Number One, or my Substack newsletter, which goes into this in much greater detail. But thanks for watching this episode. It's a very sad episode, and it's one that really is very disappointing. Next time, we're going to look at infrastructure, technology, and innovation. So thanks for watching.